and map and see how many youth enterprises we have. Also to come up with who are they, what are they doing? Because sometimes we may assume that they are there, they are enterprises. Of course, we are working together with the Ministry of Trade, especially the OBFC section, which is the one currently registering all the businesses on the
It has been a privilege. I'd like to thank Daniela for the invitation to visit Lesotho, and to our distinguished sponsors, UNDP, thank you so much. The Ministry of Gender, Education and Arts, thank you so much as well. Wow, where do I start? I'm really full. It's an expression we use when I'm just hearing things that I want to let you know are not just here in Lesotho, but the issues of youth and engagement and mentorship, coaching, and opportunity are global. I like to say, for me, empowerment, we use that word quite often, but there are three key elements of being empowered. And the first is education. So it's learning what you do not know, or learning more to develop a skill that you may know but needs honing. And then it's also having access. And I think we heard that from the reports this morning. Having access to other persons that are in the fields we like to go into, access to finance, access to further education, access to other networks. I call them networks and not just networks. And the reason being is because sometimes you can connect with someone who's outside of the industry that you may be in and still find that you're able to learn, to gather information, and possibly to collaborate in that industry. And then the last is opportunity with environment. So having the right environment is key. If we look at even ourselves as humans, if there wasn't a certain balance in the atmosphere, we would not be able to breathe. Plants need a certain environment. So having education, having access, and then having the right environment is what enables us to thrive. So for me, our organization, our NGO, Word of Life, we train in diplomacy and understanding international law, as well as helping to facilitate multilateral collaborations. Our representative from UNDP spoke about the fourth revolution. I believe we were all quite in the know on that, and how technology is shifting the way that we've done things for many years. There are positive things with that, but there's also the part of having to learn, right? So we see now the curve of learning skills having to adjust the education system and learning new technologies and how they impact AI, artificial intelligence, in the areas of engineering, science, and even education. But we also see, for us in the world of diplomacy, what we call the collaborative age. And what we're finding is that we can no longer be islands to ourselves. We can't just be, we're Lesotho here, we're South Africa here, Namibia here. But we have to come to the realization that we are a global society, and that there are some things that maybe we need to collaborate on instead of compete against. And those are some of the strategies that we look at. In the United Nations, there has been more efforts and thrusts for the collaboration of NGOs to work together. Because sometimes we find that many of us are doing similar things. And if there's so many, the resources are then stretched. But if we could come together, and I know we have representatives here from the Millennial Challenge Organization as well as UNICEF, both very actively involved in youth. I was privileged before I came here I was in Windhoek, in Namibia, and went to the United Nations House. And I really loved the fact that all the organizations were housed in this one building. Because I thought then at least the communication, the doors are open, so you're not going 2 miles away or 2 kilometers to try to connect with someone in the office, but there were actually spaces where these organizations could come and talk about what was happening with women, what's happening in UNESCO, what's happening with UNICEF. So I think having the mentality of being collaborative as one as a nation and as a country. One of the most guiding forces of anyone is vision. And vision starts not just on a national level with your nation, but it starts with you as a person. And it's establishing, what is my personal vision? Who am I? What can I do? What can I do really well? What do I need help with? Is there someone who can help? And how much can they help? Then we translate that into our national vision. What is the vision of Lesotho? And how is youth important to that vision? How are women important to that vision? How are the rural areas? How are the cities important to that vision? And once you have a very clear vision, then everything else aligns to that vision. Alignment is a word we speak often of, not just in the business community, but alignment is actually the talent. It is an art and it is a science of aligning the resources, be they natural, be they human, or be they capital, in order to accomplish the vision of the nation or the vision of the company. So this morning what I hear is that our vision is for the youth, for Lesotho, and it's also to keep Lesotho involved in the cutting edge of what's happening globally with technology and information and access. So I am here, again, as a guest of Rise International, who's doing phenomenal work, and we were connected through a mutual friend in New York, and I think we're making history. Our history, our story together. And so I'm here again to hear from you and to see how or what we can do in working together to accomplish the vision of Lesotho. So thank you very much.
Thank you, April. So now we would very much like to have this interactive and perhaps seat yourself.
Basic Education and Adolescent Development at UNICEF. And just to tell you that it's a recent change in title. I used to be just Chief of Education, and this adolescent development is a reflection of UNICEF increasingly looking at adolescent development as a priority, particularly in Africa. Charles spoke to some of the issues. There also is this demographic dividend that we're talking about in Africa at youth that we need to try and capitalize on. And so UNICEF is increasingly looking in this space. I'm really pleased that Dr. Ripley talked about education, because for me, I see that as very key to transforming and changing this culture of enterprise that Mel was talking about. It's really, really important. And that's the area that UNICEF is really focusing on, working with the Ministry of Education to strengthen and build the education system so it's more responsive to 21st century skills. But we also work with out-of-school adolescents and providing them with opportunities for education and employment. Thanks.
Member of the Entrepreneurs Network. The Entrepreneurs Network is a platform for entrepreneurs from all angles, youth, women, and everybody else. We are interested in building sustainable value chains in Lesotho. Currently, I'm one of the adjudicators for BEDCO. We evaluate business plans for the Bacha Enterprise competition. And what I realized is we have a weakness that we are not building value chains. There are so many people doing the same things at small scales. If we could all collaborate and make them bigger, then we'd be able to go somewhere. Thank you.
I run a company called Inspire Innovation Business Consultants. Our big interest is providing professional services support for entrepreneurs. We believe that usually entrepreneurs start with an idea, but most of the time they don't have the other skills that you need to run a business successfully. We've been running an incubation program for the past year for about 10 entrepreneurs, and we've learned quite a lot, so happy to be here.
Hello everyone, my name is Petronella Diedrichs. I'm from a company called Black Ink. We are a multimedia production and skills development company, and we are preparing to launch a skills, an applied arts academy, which will develop skills initially in the television and film space.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Deidre Fair-James, and I work with the Millennium Challenge Corporation. We are currently developing a second program in Lesotho focused on private sector development, and in particular with finance, investment, and trade, and we're looking at how we can support entrepreneurship. So again, I thank you for your suggestions as you see me busily writing them down. Pleasure to be here.
So we can see you. Some of us are vertically challenged.
My name is Laratom Paka. I'm probably the only one who's not an entrepreneur, but who's a lover of entrepreneurs. I am someone who works in the private sector. I've been working in the private sector for the past 9 years. I'm an information systems professional, so I'm one of those IT geek people. I am in love with entrepreneurs to the extent that I'm regularly co-opted for free to either facilitate design thinking sessions or just panel discussions, simply because I believe so much in the capability and the potential of entrepreneurs to really change the financial trajectory of this country. Thank you.
TKO Consultancy. At TKO Consultancy, we do simple things. We teach people to better manage their money, save, and plan for their futures. We believe that, again, education is important, so we provide financial education programs to help people fall in love, have a relationship with their money. Thank you.
Okay, dumelang everybody. Nna ke Matshepiso Makgabane. I stay in Johannesburg, but I'm here because I love Lesotho so much, and my mission here is just to empower people. I'm 25 years in business, and as a result, I just want to come and share my experiences. I'm in the energy business, and I want to go into business, and I don't like what is happening in Lesotho, because it's a lot of problems, and I believe challenges present opportunities. And I believe Lesotho is a green field. It's so blessed with people, wonderful people, but we shouldn't focus on the challenges, but we must actually come up with solutions. So I'm here to bring solutions and empower all of us. Thank you.
Morning, everyone. I'm Hilda Peto. I'm with my daughter, Yema Tepiso. Basically, in all the years I've lived, I've been a wellness practitioner. So it means I've worked with big retail companies, doing wellness in the workplace and occupational health and all that. But through that, I've become, my strongest point is I love people. Because I love people, I look at everyone's need, especially youth, because I believe as a global citizen, there's nothing that's going to change unless I look at the bigger picture. So what I've seen in South Africa, where I'm based, in doing training, especially in agriculture and environment and entrepreneurship development, especially social entrepreneurship, is that what she's just said is that people work in silos, and for me, silos are no longer the order of the day. Now everyone has to collaborate, like April has said, that there is something in you for me, and for me here in Lesotho, I see a mind literally of not just the natural resources and the mind of people, but one of my favorite things is to mentor. I adopt other people's children, spiritually, psychologically, physically, and everyone. As soon as I see that child, I want to embrace them. But when I'm done with them on a personal level, I want to see them change and move to the next level. So thank you for inviting us.
Hello everyone, my name is Ntshepe Tshita Dikiso. A proud Lesotho woman who started their own business in 2005. Yeah, I think we are going for 15 years in business right now. Yes. And yes, we've been running since then, and we have three companies. We have BEM Consultancy, is the one that we started with, and that was basically our space. But because entrepreneurship is about everything, we decided to hop onto something we had never done before. And I'm proud to say I think we have been doing quite well in Lesotho as women. because we own 3 publications. It's informative newspaper, your nice free weekly newspaper, and then you have your Finance magazine, distributed in Lesotho and South Africa. And what I'm proud about with Finance magazine is that it focuses mainly on women, and we also do annual events where we celebrate women, we give them awards, and this year we're celebrating 10 years. So apart from that, we also own Achiever magazine. This one is focused on youth, and it's about success stories also. It's video-based publication. And that being said, we are also looking into going into the TV space. Yes. And lastly, yeah, we've been together. Lastly, we also have BEM Group Foundation. That's when we realized that there's need to share whatever it is that we've been able to know up to now. And then we had BEM Group Foundation. It has been running since 2012, I think. And we have a collaboration with the US Embassy where we have a space at the American Corner. Every second week of the month, we have youth gathered there where we impart different skills about everything that is in the entrepreneurship space. And I see a lot of people that have been there at the corner that have been supporting it, and others are still going. Thank you so much.
My name is Mama Hapela Mkuane. I am from Mocha Feto Consultancy. Basically, what we are going to do, or what we have started doing, is to assist people with their businesses. First and foremost, what we do, we evaluate where the business is, and then we provide training that is going to empower the business owner to run the business effectively. We'll also be providing mentoring. We have realized that in most cases, people go for training, and after that, they just forget. But this time around, we are saying we should change the model. Let's run with these people. Let's work together. Make sure that whatever that we have impacted in terms of knowledge, it is implemented. So that is basically what we are going to be doing. And we are very happy and excited that we are going to change the landscape of business in Lesotho. Thank you.
Hallelujah.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Mpho. My surname is Libes. I am a founder of a social enterprise called Plant One Tree.
Wow.
We plant trees,
Wow.
and we work with communities and schools because our main focus is empowering youth. So we rehabilitate the environment because you can see the rain just started raining now.
Very good.
So we're trying to rehabilitate and restore our indigenous plants because now people are really using those herbs, but nobody's really going back to replant them, and they approve them.
Wow.
So we really want to keep our biodiversity. So that is what we do. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Ndodi Muletani. I work for Entreprenreurship. Now, Entreprenreurship is an organization that was started in 2006. The purpose of which was to support children who were vulnerable. We've evolved over the years to come to a place where we support both children and young people. And our support starts from where we work on the person, the young person themselves, because you cannot engage in business when you're not well. You cannot engage in any part of society if you are unwell. So Entreprenreurship has a program called the Let Youth Lead program. We have annual summits. Some of you have attended. And the purpose of the program is, one, to capacitate young people to understand the policy and legal framework that governs services that they get from government, from civil society, from everyone in the country. So then they are able to sit in a room like this and engage with all of you very smart, educated people who understand policy and the legal environment within which we work. Number two, it is to build leadership. In order to command your space in a room, you need to feel like you can and you need to have the skills to be able to do that. And so that is the second thing that we do with young people in our program. We strengthen the capacity to take that space in any room. And we are lucky because we have Prince Harry and Prince Senso as our patrons, and that allows us to be able, one, to convene, and two, to
get into rooms that we have not been able to before. Just at the last International AIDS Conference, we had young people speaking in front of, in a room with Peter Sands, with all of these really powerful people in the world. And it was not me speaking, it was them speaking. They were sitting in that room and saying exactly what it is that they want to see, the change they want to see. But that's all speaking. We also run a program where they actually monitor the very same services based on the standards that the government has set. For example, right now we're working in health and saying, what are the standards of healthcare that the government decides we need to have? And through the support of UNICEF, we are running a social accountability program. As an organization, we want to expand beyond just health to education, entrepreneurship. Where's the Minister of Gender? What are the policies? How are we making sure that those policies are really implemented in the way that people benefit from them? So that is the exciting thing about young people. It's about giving them the capacity to lead, to inform, and to participate and to be part of the solution. So we work around the country doing all of that, and I'm excited about a lot of people that are doing wonderful work in here, and I'm excited about talking to you all, and hopefully we can all come and participate in our annual youth summits, where young people come, sit at a table, present evidence, ask questions, and engage leaders, and hold each other accountable as well. Thank you.
Wow. Okay, my name is Mamna Henradile, and I work at Rise International, and I'm part of the youth that is learning a lot from you, what you're doing for us okay, thank you.
Greetings everyone. My name is Dusano Togwa, and I am a water and environmental engineering graduate who is also part of the In Loco Fellowship 2019. So right now, I do a lot of the water and environmental related stuff at Rise, from the water drilling, irrigation, eco toilets, and solar systems installation. I deal with that, and I also deal with social media with my partner Cole, who is not here, unfortunately. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Disema Mashiani. I'm the co-founder and managing director at Tracker Lesotho. We provide stolen vehicle recovery and fleet management services. I'm really very excited that I got the invitation. I think I'm really looking forward to at least mentoring one or two people in business. I think that I've started a business where I was a one-man show. Today I have over 15 employees, so I think I've gone the full circle. So I really think that there's some information that I can impart on up-and-coming entrepreneurs. Thank you very much.
My name is Mafadmehan Taban. I work for UNDP, which supports my nation. I work on on ICE project, as well as on a youth desk. I was well raised in sports, and for that matter, I love young people. I love young people in every angle, and I would like to say thank you to all organizations who are engaging young people, because young people at that age, they need to be engaged so that they are disciplined, they are able to grow up. So in every angle, I love youth support and development, youth empowerment and support, youth empowerment and development. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Sumano Maparisa. I'm the founder of Girls Coding Academy. In Girls Coding Academy, we train coding and robotics, and we train our students to produce their own product, their own designs, and we participate on international platforms where we compete on they build the design of their robot and compete with all other countries on international platforms. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Mkenso Lidimu Kwenane. I'm the co-founder at Girls Coding Academy. And as remember, Noah has already explained what we do. And also, after realizing that coding and robotics is not part of our curriculum in Lesotho, we decided to partner with an organization in the US, in Michigan, where they teach robotics. And what they do is every second weekend, they also have some live sessions with our kids at our office in Rizwana Church. And everybody feel free to talk to us after. And yeah, if you're interested.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Pielo Masia, founder and director of Masia Investment Group. The company it works on investing in different areas like capital markets, agriculture, real estate, and engineering. But so far, we started off with harnessing the agricultural sector because in Lesotho it's a really high value market that has proven to be a really good investment, and we're mostly taking youth. Only from a personal level, it's much easier to work with youth. And I'm a motivator also because I like what I do, and I like other people also to succeed because it's not nice to actually have nice and interesting things while people around you in the community do not have.
Yes.
So I like to motivate. That's how I'm giving back also as a company, and I will hope to bring it other people also. Thank you.
Dumelang bomme le bontate le boausi le boabuti. Lebitso la ka ke Irene Seme, ke sebetsa UNDP as a communications officer. Ke tle mona go ithuta. Ke a leboha.
Dumelang bomme le bontate. Lebitso la ka ke Neo Matsoso. I'm with UNDP on the program Lesotho Accelerator as the head of exploration. So just building on what Dr. Charles said, the idea of the Lesotho Accelerator is to source solutions, innovative solutions that exist within the context of Lesotho, what exists internationally that we could somewhat apply in the context of Lesotho and see how that works in making sure that economic growth is achieved and making sure that Lesotho attains the sustainable development goals. Apart from that, one other thing that I do is a lot on charity. I love children. I love young people. This month it's my birthday month. So to celebrate my birthday month, I'll be going to an orphanage to celebrate my birthday so that they can have an early Christmas. So that's what I do.
Wow.
My name is Kinewe Simpi. I'm a social entrepreneur and a disability activist. I'm the founder of Information Access Solutions. At Information Access Solutions, we avail normal print material into braille and audio for the visually impaired people so that they can take active participation in development agendas. Thank you.
I work at Drive International. I'm the design and construction manager. That's our slogan or mission statement, working towards a world where sustainable social enterprise created by local entrepreneurship is actually very sustainable. I also wanted to steal what she just said. Also on my birthday, I also went to an orphanage where we're doing the paint job. Thank you very much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pinky Mano. I work as the gender-based violence liaison officer for Partners for Prevention of Violence of Women and Girls in Southern Africa. So I work with SDG 4 and 5, which is education and empowerment of women. I work with civil society organizations, international partners, and all ministries to help the Ministry of Gender to achieve their sustainable development goal. But I also coordinate all efforts on GBV prevention in Lesotho. So aside from my 9 to 5, I work with an organization that empowers young women and girls to access education, and we also help them with livelihood skills. Thank you.
I find it very unfair. Thank you for pointing me out. My name is Mpolitima. I'm all of you. I really don't know, Danielle. I really don't know how to describe myself. But the easy way out is to say I'm a student. Yes, I'm a student of social enterprise. I'm a student of peace building. I'm a student of youth. I learn alignment, trying to align my understanding from an academic point of view, the relationship between peace building, youth, and social enterprises. But other than that, I run a mentorship social enterprise organization that aligns, again, technology, creative industries, and, of course, human interaction in terms of everything else. So basically, that's what I do, and that's where I am at the moment. I work with most of you in here, and I hope I continue doing that. And I hope that what we are doing will bring a big difference in Lesotho. What I want to point out to you is, as we talk about youth, I'm probably one of the most frustrated women in Lesotho because I work directly with these young people. We have a project, significantly one project at one village east of Maseru, at Hatlalele, which is hugely frustrating. It is part of my study. Why is it usually frustrating? It is usually frustrating because then you begin to realize how real, difficult and challenging things are for youth. It's easy to talk about them. It's easy to talk with them. But to really get down on the ground and understand the challenges and the difficulties that they face on a daily basis. None of you in here, I can confidently say you don't understand. When you start a project in 2018, hoping by 2019, there will be, one of them is in here actually, and she knows what I'm talking about. That's why she's doing like this. Because it really is hard. Raising money, organizing and making sure that everybody is on one page. That is the most difficult, frustrating experience anybody can get through. So as we talk about them, that we are passionate about them, that we love them, that we like them, let us also take cognizance that the youth cohort that we are talking about in Lesotho now, they are probably the second generation youth orphans who don't have anybody literally. So they don't struggle because they don't just have money. They struggle because they also don't have a support system. So as we talk about them, as we talk with them, let us not talk about them and with them on a superficial level. Let us really get down and go to Hatlalele and go to Tilitili and go to all these difficult places, because when we are here in Maseru, it's easy. Let's do the real job. Thank you. Sure.
I'm a CA, I'm a change agent, take the Lana Lapetor. The Holagwana Musivituaka profession, Hunter, I'm a sales superstar, a consultant. Jenna, Jahola Mutumul Mozavana, change agent. Yes. So, Jahola Jenna, a marketing officer, Yawana Gofela Jalawo.
Kgotso bomme le bonne. Lebitso la ka ke Mata of Tolzatsi. I am Mata of Tolzatsi. I work for government. I'm the director at the Department of Gender. I'm an activist. I love all of you. What I do, I lobby.
and I advocate. I joined the Ministry of Gender in 2000. The person who was born in 2000, I think is about 20 now, if not more. It pains me in this country when people suffer, especially the youth and women. We can never succeed with the youth if you don't succeed with women.
Yes, true.
The culture and tradition in which women live, it is the culture and the tradition that they socialize their children through. And the Lesotho culture and tradition values the male child over the girl child. It may be easier for our boy children to break through some barriers, but it will be 100 times difficult for the girl children because of the culture and tradition. So you talk support. If you are looking at the girl child, forget. You talk support. Look at the picture of our parliament. Few women. Then if you talk about the girl child, forget. You talk about the girl child. Look at our cabinet. 2 or 3 women. Then you want to see a girl child succeed in such a scenario, forget it. You want to empower youth, correct, but work out the socialization, work out the attitudes, work out the values and the norms, work out the behaviors and the practices. Education, Dr. April, yes, but in Lesotho, women are more educated than men. And why is that not translating into seeing women in leadership positions, in decision-making positions? Because of our culture and tradition. So education like that will not work for us. It should be gender responsive. Yes. Then it will work for us. Access, check our culture and tradition. Girls do not access.
Inheritance.
We are fighting for inheritance right now. To say, parents, look at your girl child. What do you give them? How do you give them? When do you give them? I'm a girl child. My parents have had livestock. Ask me about their mark. I don't know it. Why? Because I was never given a chance to know it. But ask my brother. He knows. Why? Because he has been brought at the livestock, told that this livestock is yours in future, told that these fields are yours in future, told that these businesses are yours in future. Where are the girl child sidelined? If you're sidelined and you're sidelined by your parents, who do you think I would be if I'm not your parent? Your parent was the first one who sidelined you, and you want me not to sideline you. Excuse me. So, these are the issues. You talk peace, fine, Charles. But look at the reforms now. Where are the women? When you want women to be part and parcel of the reforms, they're being sidelined. We need UNDP and other development partners to help us, the women's voice to rise at the reforms activities. But I think they're also having it hard. We only managed one conference, women's conference, when we wanted as a leadership of women to meet the NDCP, NDPC, whatever. They refused. A clump of men, they refused. Because they know that all of Lesotho is theirs. And we have to go backing. I hate to beg in my country. I was born and brought up in this country.
Yes.
But I have to beg someone who was born like myself to do things in this country. I lobby. I lobby. I work with partners in here. We check, okay, if that is Charles, he's not responding. Who sits next to him? Excuse me. If it is Sefabatu, then who will better be able to talk to her? It may be Pinky. Pinky, can you talk to her? Okay. If it can be Mensepeng, can you take her out? Sometimes you have to be engaged in things that you don't like to get where you want. I mean, also in law making, it's a hard process. Women in this country are crying for counter domestic violence legislation. Is it me? Am I counter domestic violence legislation? What are the parliamentarians saying about it? Why don't they like it? Is it not because it's going to expose them more? Because they know what they are doing with the women that they marginalize, marginalizing their own wives, marginalizing their own daughters, marginalizing their own aunts and their own mothers, whom they drive out of their households when their fathers die, and tell them to go back to their maiden homes. In this country, all this happened. I'm saying all this happened. So we need to look at the attitude and the values and the norms and change them for the better. If they are not gender responsive, they'll never work for us. They will not at all. So we have to work that environment. I've spent more than 10 years preparing the ground, telling people about gender equality and empowerment of women. It took that long. But I tell you, the crisis that women are facing, that the youth are facing, it's too much to bear. There will always be those who succeed against all odds. But we all need to succeed. Then we have to help all others to succeed. If you see the zebra listing, it did not come easy. But how you shall list, it was not easy. We had to fight for it to be there. So maybe now I have to fight. Maybe it's a given. We work with non-governmental organizations. We work with all government ministries. We have a gender and development policy which is in place. We are finalizing the implementation framework of that policy. We are also lobbying other partners. Sometimes, we lobby that some things should be conditional for you to agree to us. So at times we need to say, this should be made a condition. If it is not acceptable, then this should not be given to our country. Because Lesotho, the way you are too masculine. And you don't realize the presence of the feminine gender. And unfortunately, it will pull all of us backwards. We'll all regress if we don't do anything positive for the women, for the youth in this country. Thank you so much.
Can I say a word, Daniela?
Yes, absolutely.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I am sorry I can't salute you in your language. My name is Victor Gassman. I am Daniela's father. I was invited to this. I don't know whether I was invited or I broke into the party because we arrived yesterday and Daniela said to me, well, tomorrow morning you should come. Thank you very much. The lady hit the subject straight on its head. But I think one of the things, if I can go a little bit back, perhaps few of you know the background where Daniela comes from. Daniela came to me some years ago and she said, "Dad, I'm off to Africa." She was living in the Western world with all the comforts, and she decided to come here. And I said to her, it's a big challenge. It's a very, very big challenge. This is our third visit to Lesotho, and perhaps it's worth for you people. There's a lot of goodwill. There's a lot of possibilities here. A lot of NGOs. A lot of connections, government connections. Fantastic. Use them. Governments are slow everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world, they are the same. It is the machine, it's very big. It doesn't stop on an individual effort. You know, many times I have to do and deal with ministers, and the ministers say to me, yes, you are right, but you know, getting Parliament to agree to this, impossible. It's a big challenge that the lady has been mentioning. I know, because I come from the other side of the fence. I've always been dominated by women, by my wife, by my daughter. But this is not only, unfortunately, does not only exist in Lesotho. And I say that you must take the bull by the horn, and you, women, have got to be leaders. They have all the ingredients. As a part-time job, I sit on a board of a bank, and we have been looking for directors, women directors. In Malta this is. And sometimes women are their own enemy, because they don't come forward.
Yes.
They are afraid to come forward. They are even afraid to express their qualifications. Now, why is this? You're capable, you study, you arrive, and there is something keeping you back. There should be nothing to keep you back. We're all equal. And there's a lot that women can give that men cannot do. I mean, we all know that if men had to give birth to children, the world would finish. One thing that I would like to share with you, this is our third visit to Lesotho, and perhaps we see it because we come and we can see the difference. Do look back and do analyze what has been done, because this is your achievement. You need to knit together, and you need to communicate more about what facilities are there. Use them better. You have representatives from all over the world, from all over the UK. Why? If you knit these things together, there should be somebody here making it their responsibility, that after this meeting they say, fantastic, now the lady said this, and let's knit them together. Let this effort, getting to know the possibilities that other NGOs and other organizations can offer, will give you strength and will help you to arrive there a lot quicker. I am very happy that Daniela has achieved what she has achieved, and I have seen the difference that one woman has done in a few years, with all the help. But if that one woman coming from abroad can do these things, imagine what a few of you getting together can do.
Yes.
I congratulate you all, and thank you for all the assistance that you give to my daughter.
Talking after a gentleman is very embarrassing. Thank you very much for invitation. I do not know what to say, because I am still hearing the relief of my, what is it? Whatever it is. You want to know my name?
Yes, please.
It is here. I have had to write it because I am invited to many meetings. So I've got to read it. Also because the language that I'm using always is Sesotho language. And I even forget that sometimes I'll meet people who have to use the language that I started my education with. I was born in a country that was called Basotho land. And I started working as a civil servant 2 years before that country changed its name into Lesotho. About how many days? It's less than 15 days ago, I celebrated my 9 and 3 years. And you want to know me? I am Silibeng Mokorosi.
Yeah.
I'm also known as Mema Musidi or Nkhono. The first Mosotho woman to publish Sesotho poetry book. In 1951. A citizen of Lesotho, Mokorosi has been a campaigner and activist on women-related issues for over 5 decades. She is the author of numerous short stories and articles. They've been quoted here. And also, she has also written 2 Sesotho novels. Maime a Lerato and Mothobapelo. Mothobapelo was written for matriculation in South Africa. So it is written in Sesotho, written in South Africa. This morning, I was busy revising and changing the orthography of Mothobapelo.
Wow.
Because many people like to read it in Lesotho. It's Mothobapelo. Mothobapelo.
Yeah, well.
So it is about lovers. Now, after that, after introducing myself in this way, I want to say I am pleased to be sitting next to my daughter.
Yes.
My daughter in age, my daughter in work. When I was a civil servant, when I started being a civil servant in Basotho land, I was asked to start a branch or a department which could be responsible for women, for developing women. I must say, I always think this is how your department was started. I think so. If I'm wrong, I'll be corrected, but I'm not wrong because I'm 93 years old. Most of you, ladies and gentlemen, who have been talking here have been very, very, very well, have given very pleasant stories of activities about your performances. And this has really pleased me. As an activist, I'm still an activist. I still feel that women should be given enough responsibilities. Not be given, but they should aim at having responsibilities.
Yes.
Because in numbers, they are more than me. There was a time when I was a member of one international organization. I was vice president of one international organization. I had to make a research to find out how women were employed and what positions they occupied in government. Very few women in those days, that was in 1975, were heading responsible, what is it?
Responsibly.
Positions of
They were holding
responsibility.
very few women in those days were occupying very few responsible positions. And this has not changed. I am still busy getting reports on this. So my research has not stopped. Well, after that, all my history is in this book. The book is called Basotho Traditions, Indigenous Architecture and Creativity. I have reported most of the things that are not known to the present generation. So if you want to have a book, see me.
Okay.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I'm also in the process of writing another book. Writing to me has become a very interesting activity. I have written a number of books since my retirement from my work, from employment. I have written a number of books, and I noticed that it could be important to inform the present generation about the country. If you don't know where you come from,
you won't know where you're going. Yeah.
I do recommend everybody
my
read the book.
my information ends there.
Thank you.
I think that's what I want to say.
And we'll hear more from Mem Okorosi in December because she's going to be our lecturer. We do monthly lectures, and so do please come to that lecture because she's an incredible wealth of information. And having achieved what she did back in the 50s and where times were harder, I think we have a lot to learn from her. And that book should actually be in our national curriculum because it's a wealth of information. So thank you so much for those introductions. Time is quickly passing by, but I would